So for this last recording, I wanted to just show you some of the books that the kids really enjoyed, and I wanted to show you some of the books I didn't get to read to them that I really wish they could have heard. So the first one's this big book of maps. I got it at Red Balloon, which is a great source and a locally owned bookstore. It is a wonderful book of maps. Each page has what the kids, this is Japan, what the kids might wear, the different cultural things that came from there, famous people. It's a wonderful book to take when you're traveling. It's because it's got so many great illustrations. So I would highly recommend this book. Spain, France, we have all sorts of, pages that we've been to. Claude Monet's on there. So big book of maps. Excellent, excellent book. Hours of fun. Vegetables and underwear. If you don't have this book already, the kids, underwear, ha ha ha. They love this book, and it's a cute book. Find Momo. Momo is a black and white doggy, and his owner took pictures of him wherever they were, and you have to find Momo. And sometimes it's really hard to find him, but the kids loved doing Find Momo. Another hunt and seek book, Where's Waldo? A timeless book. My son, who was 24, when we moved out of the big house a couple of years ago, I had him go through his books, and he put aside all his Where's Waldo books. He still looks at them. He still searches for Waldo. Again, hours of fun, great books to take on road trips. Great Kapok Tree. The Great Kapok Tree, I know I didn't read it to you in class, but I read it on a video. Very, very important lesson about the rainforest and how important it is to our world for food, medicine, animals, plants, species, lots of things. Oxygen, which is very, very important. So a great story, great illustrations. Jane Goodall. These are both great books. Again, I read these to you. I think I read this one to you on the video, but she's one of my heroes. She's big on the environment. She's big on people's rights. Jane Goodall, a great person to mimic. The Pout Pout Fish. Now, the Pout Pout Fish one we actually read was this one. And I think we did read this. No, I guess I didn't, because we would have read this during the environment. But the Pout Pout Fish, remember, I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, spreading dreary rivers all over the place. You guys love that book. It's a good rhyming, fun book. Nature, when we did, upside down, when we did Wishing Rocks, there were lots of things about different kinds of rocks you can find, and I am big on going out in nature and finding nature's treasures. They can be rocks, they can be plants, they can be animals, they can be lots of things. When I was in Boscobel recently, I found a lot of nature's treasures, and I made a little fairy land. I made a little chair and all of those sorts of things. So they're fun things too. You can make a nooks with rocks. So keep an eye out for all those treasures or rocks and things that you can do out in nature. In My Heart is a book about emotions and how your emotions change. The colors kind of represent emotions in this book, and it's a very good thing about feelings. This is a big time for feelings. There's a lot of changes happening for your preschoolers. They're going to big school, and everything that's been happening with social distancing, lots of big feelings. It's important to address those things, and hopefully your children are asking you questions, and if they aren't, maybe you can say, are there any questions you have for me that I can answer? I think they like to know that their opinion matters, and it does, because a lot of children are much wiser than a lot of adults I know. Not a box. This was something I did new this year. I decided I would take a bunch of boxes and throw them in a room with the kids with markers, and the adults had some razors to make armholes and windows and doors and whatever the kids wanted. And it's a very simple book, but the kids loved it. They loved this book, and they loved working with boxes. So collect some boxes, throw them in your backyard. Hours of fun for kids. Here's a book I didn't get to read. It's Hair Love, and it's about a little girl who gets a little frustrated with her hair because she just doesn't think anything will work, and she doesn't like anything that her daddy does to her hair. And it's about a daddy who's dedicated to helping their daughter feel better about herself and her hair. Love yourself just the way you are. Happy, sad, again, about emotions. I didn't get to read this book. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad, sometimes we don't know why. Sometimes our parents are like, what happened? Why are you so sad? Kids have a lot of emotions right now, especially during this time. So I'm happy, sad today, kind of to help the kids realize that it's okay to express your emotions. And I want to help you through it. I Am Enough. This is a book about loving who you are, respecting others, and being kind to one another, which is a big thing for me. Everybody needs to shine. You are enough. Shine your bright light brightly and shine it with others, and then it will be brighter in the world. Only one you. Again, express yourself. Embrace your quirkiness. Be weird. Be geeky. Be a nerd. I don't care. Be who you want to be. It would be boring if we are all the same. And if you have some light or some funky thing to show about yourself that's different from other people, show it. We need more color in the world. We need more differences. We need more excitement. More differences and different things about ourselves make the world a better place. So don't be afraid to be who you want to be. The Great Kapok Tree. I think I already showed you that one because I have two versions of that. The Invisible Boy. This book was a big hit with the kids. It's about a boy who is very quiet, and he has a little trouble because he doesn't know how to fit in. And it shows how small acts of kindness can help children feel included and allow them to flourish. Be kind. Have empathy. This little boy, I strongly recommend this book. A lot of the kids, after I read this, as a year went on, would say things about this, like The Invisible Boy, like that book we read about that boy who was invisible. They brought that up a lot, and that made my heart sing because it meant to me that they were listening and they knew it was important. So The Invisible Boy. And the last one, What Would Danny Do? The kids loved this book. A parent recommended this to me last year, and I got it for the kids. And it's 9 stories in one, and it tells a story about Danny and things that happen in his life. Sometimes they're things that his brother does to mess things up, and you've got 2 choices. You can make the good choice, or you can make the bad choice. And then the good choice or bad choice will lead you to a different page that will show you another thing that would happen in the scenario. So 9 stories in one. Sometimes the kids said just go for the good ones, and sometimes they'd say just go for the bad ones. But I can tell you initially the kids all said go with the good ones. So you've done a good job. So those are just some of the books from the school year that I thought I would share with you that might be good things for the summer to look into at either the library or Red Balloon Bookstore, or the Storied Owl is another good store. There are lots of independently owned bookstores around the cities that I would strongly recommend. All right, hope you enjoy them. Thanks.